So I'm going to start this video off a little bit different. Stay with me. There is a payoff. In the Justin Bieber song, Love Yourself, there's a part of the song that goes, my mama don't like you, and she likes everyone. And I never like to admit that I was wrong. And I got so caught up in my job, I didn't see what was going on. But now I know I'm better sleeping on my own. Now, as you can probably tell, I don't have a future as a singer, but I'd like to think I can spot good lyrics. And it turns out Justin Bieber didn't write that song. Ed Sheeran wrote that song, and Ed Sheeran, one of the better songwriters out there. And what I love is that he's speaking the truth, because so many times in our lives, we get busy with life and we don't even see what's going on in the relationship, and those around us do. And that, gentlemen, is the first red flag that you need to watch out for. When you've got people that love you, that care for you, your parents, your friends, and they're saying this relationship you're in, I don't think this is good for you. Okay, one person says it, one person's a Debbie Downer. She always says bad things. Okay, yeah, your ex, yeah, probably don't listen to her. But if you've got 2 or 3 people who aren't talking to each other, who all have met your girlfriend and are pointing out that this relationship is not a healthy one, I'm like, why are you with her? It doesn't seem like a good fit. These are people that care about you. And again, you're hearing this from multiple points. You may want to reevaluate the relationship. In today's video, gents, I'm talking about relationship red flags that you do not want to ignore. So these next 4 red flags are Professor John Gottman over at the University of Washington calls the 4 horsemen of an apocalyptic relationship. First up, we've got criticism. And there's a big difference between criticism and a complaint. So you're a bit late and she's upset because you came home and you didn't let her know where you were. And she says, hey, I was just worried about you. I stayed up. You didn't let me know what was going on. Please don't do this. I care about you. That is a complaint. Criticism is when all of a sudden you walk in and they say, you always do this. You are so selfish. It's much more extreme. Can you see? Basically, they're saying that this is who you are, that this is the way you're always, and they're just attacking you. A complaint, it's like, hey, they're just wanting to express their feelings to help you understand their position. The next horseman is contempt. And this is very different than criticism, because with contempt, the person has a level of moral superiority. They feel that they are in the right, that they are better, and they are going to degrade you. They're going to push down. They're going to look down. They're going to roll their eyes. They are going to look at you in disgust. And this is tough, because both parties could be in the wrong here. Yes, you came home from work and you're tired and you're sitting on the couch and you just want to play your video games. And she looks at you, she's like, this is disgusting. I don't need another kid here. I've been running the house all day, dealing with everything going on. And here you are, you're just sitting out, you're pathetic. That right there is contempt. And unfortunately, this happens and it creeps into long-term relationships, short-term relationships, marriages, and it's the #1 predictor of divorce. The third horseman, aka red flag, is defensiveness. And this is actually pretty normal, especially when you're being criticized, when you're being attacked. Yes, you forgot to call and to set up the doctor's appointment for your son next week, and now it's going to go 2 weeks out because you've lost some time. You know what? Don't say, hey, I was busy at work. You knew I was busy at work. I had all those appointments. Why didn't you do it? That's the wrong way to approach it, because it's just going to make them defensive, and all of a sudden you're going to go into a fight. A better way is just simply say, you're right. I'm sorry. My fault here. My bad. Let's do what we can to fix the problem. It's tough to do this, especially when you feel that you had a tough day. But this right here, again, if you are always falling into these defensive positions, both of you, it's a red flag for the relationship. And the fourth horseman, stonewall. This is when you simply ignore. You shut down. They are showing contempt. They're calling you pathetic. And guess what? You just simply ignore them. You just like, okay, whatever, do your thing. I'm just going to, it's like literally, unless they start attacking you and hitting you, you're not going to react. They can be yelling, whatever. This right here is not a good thing and is a serious red flag that this is happening in your relationship. You need to work this out. Otherwise, the relationship is doomed. Now, this next red flag seems obvious in retrospect, but a lot of times people don't see it when it's right in front of them, and that is when their partner is hiding things from them. Now, how much transparency you're going to have in your relationship, that's totally between you and your partner. But if you find the transparency levels that you used to have are regressing, this could be a sign of an issue. When she's on her phone or computer, she's tilting it in a way so you can't see what she's doing. When previously this wouldn't have been an issue, All of these could be signs. That being said, gents, this goes both ways. I mean, imagine what's going through her mind. All of a sudden, she's interested in having a little bit of fun, and you say, nah, babe, that's fine. I'm just tired. I had a tough day at work. Seriously, how's she supposed to feel when you're saying, honey, sorry, I just don't feel like it? Gents, the reality is 52% of guys out there at some point are going to deal with erectile dysfunction. And unfortunately, talking about it isn't easy. Gents, don't let ED ruin your relationship, especially when you've got options like Roman. Gents, with Roman, the sponsor of today's video, you can get a free online evaluation and ongoing treatment for ED, all from the comfort and privacy of your own home. Seriously, with Roman, they make it easy to talk with a healthcare professional to be able to get real medicine. It's simple, safe, and totally discreet. So the way it works is you first work with a healthcare professional who helps find the right treatment plan for you. Next, if medication is appropriate, Roman works to get it shipped to you with free 2-day shipping. The whole process is simple, straightforward, and discreet. To get started, gents, it's simple. Just go to getroman.com/RMRS for $15 off your first order of ED treatment. Gents, don't let ED sabotage your relationship. Take action. Roman has made it easy for you to be able to get the help you need to be able to solve the problem. Again, to get started, go to getroman.com/RMRS for a free online visit. And if approved, you'll get $15 off your first order of ED treatment plus free 2-day shipping. The next red flag, she doesn't apologize ever. It's somehow never her fault. She doesn't ever have anything to blame. She's perfect. Oh, I'm sorry that you feel that way. That's not an apology, guys. And yes, you may make a lot of mistakes and you may be wrong a majority of the time. I mean, come on, we're guys. But she is going to make some mistakes. If she's a human being, she is going to trip up, and she should occasionally apologize. If she is never apologizing, if she's always pushing the blame on other things, understand that that is a red flag you need to be careful of, because you've got someone that has an issue. Next up, she has absolutely no self-esteem. Okay, initially when you started dating, you thought, okay, she needs to build this up. In fact, you have been working to help build up her self-esteem because she's beautiful, she's great. But here's the thing, somebody has to first love themselves before they can really love other people. Because if she doesn't love herself, and if she doesn't have any of that self-esteem, any of that self-love, this isn't something you can give, something that you can work to try to build it up. But you've got to be aware that this could be a red flag again and again. If she absolutely has nothing, if she just doesn't believe in herself, this may be a project that you don't want to, I mean, again, I'm not telling you what you need to do in your relationship. I'm wanting you to be aware that if this is a flag that has not gone away for years, it may be something that this relationship may not work out. She's got her ex on speed dial. In my opinion, once you break up with somebody, I don't really think you should continue to have a great relationship with them. There are certain situations, maybe it's a childhood friend and your families are interlinked. So you're going to see this person that they've dated. With my wife, actually, a guy that she dated before me lives in the same apartment as her brother-in-law and sister, and they are friends. So in this case, I will occasionally, every 5 years, see this guy. But here's the thing, she shouldn't be having a relationship and engaging with this person that she previously had a relationship. At least I don't think so. I mean, agree, disagree, let me know down in the comments. But for me, this is a huge red flag if they are maintaining a strong relationship with somebody that they were in a relationship previously with. The next red flag, if you're having a bad day, she is always having a worse day. She is always making it about herself. You don't complain very often, but when you do, she seems to always want to one-up you on this and complain. Here's the thing, is yes, we want someone that we can commiserate with. I know a lot of relationships I've been in, and the one I'm currently in, with my wife, sometimes she just wants to complain and have somebody that will listen to her complaints. And I've learned to accept this. She doesn't want me to fix the complaints, and this has actually been a very tough thing for me to accept, is I just have to listen. But that goes both ways, because sometimes I have tough days. I've got a bad day at work, and I just complain to her. I don't even know why I'm doing it. And she's pointed out, yes, you do this sometimes. And that's nice that you've got someone that will listen to you. But if you've got somebody that doesn't want to listen to you, they just simply want to one-up you. You want to complain about how bad it was at work, and they want to say, oh, well, That I can beat that. And this is their constant response. This is not a good relationship, or it's going to be something that's going to become a red flag. It should be a red flag now. And if it's not, it should be something that you want to be aware of. And yeah, it may not be good for the long-term health of that relationship. The next red flag, you're growing in different directions, or one of you isn't growing at all. So I have a good friend, him and his wife are divorced within 5 years. Why? Because she actually outgrew him. And it came down to, he was very happy with his factory job. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I'm saying for her, it became something that she was not happy with. She had aspirations. She wanted to travel the world. She went back to college and she got a better job, actually got 2 advancements, found a new company. And all of a sudden she realized she's married to this guy and they had a couple kids together that she just didn't have much in common with. They grew apart because he stopped growing mentally. I mean, I'm not saying he was a nice guy, but he just simply was happy with where he was at. You got to be careful in a relationship, because if one person is going in a very different direction, we see this happen a lot in relationships that have been established for 10 years, 20 years. You find that the couples just wake up and they realize they're very different people and they haven't grown together. I'm not saying that you always have to grow together, but I am saying that it is something that if you do grow apart, it becomes much more difficult to maintain that relationship. The next red flag, she thinks she's a contestant on The Bachelorette and she's testing you. Now, I've read a lot about this on the online dating world, and it seems like there are certain people out there that they like to test their potential partner. And I get this because, I mean, we're tested to work for a company, to get into a college, so it makes sense that you would want to test the person you're dating. But if they're doing this again and again, if it's coming off as manipulative, if this doesn't have an end in sight, you got to ask, what am I signed up for? Now, if you signed up because you want to be tested, you want someone that keeps you on your toes, I guess go for it. But I know for me, I got into relationships, a long-term one, because I wanted to build my life with somebody, not be tested again and again. I'm not saying that testing isn't a good thing, and it probably is worth, but finding out what that person's made of. But I think that going and living a life with somebody and building that life is test enough. I don't need to set up these random tests to see if they're going to cheat on me or if they're going to, how they're going to react in this situation. So for me, I didn't sign up to be on any reality show. I wanted to build a life with somebody and make sure, again, that you're aligned with this, because if they're constantly testing you, it may be a red flag that this relationship isn't what you think it's going to be. Now, this next red flag is probably going to get me some flack, and let me know if you disagree down in the comments, but she cheated on somebody to be with you. To me, this is something that, so my wife was dating somebody before we started dating, and actually when I showed interest, but she actually had the good sense to say, hey, I broke up with my boyfriend, and then we started dating. And I was pretty clear about that. We didn't break any boundaries. I do think that there needs to be respect between people. I may be a little bit old-fashioned, and again, if you disagree, let me know down in the comments. But I think that if somebody is going to cheat on somebody else, chances are they're likely to cheat on you if they find something better. All right, gentlemen, so what video to watch next? How about the items that you can wear that will make you irresistible? Seriously, you wear these items, she will want to touch you. Find out what they are in this video right here, gents. And by the way, I'll link to it down in the description.